In this video, I walk off the iconic Aiguille du Midi, cross one of the largest glaciers in Europe, and climb up a narrow gully in the Mont Blanc Massif. I then climb one of the hardest grades in my life at 3,700 meters and a narrow ridge to finish off the climb. To top it all off, I ski down the longest run in Europe, the Vallée Blanche.
Ugh, my fingers hurt. They're like bleeding. Like this rubbed the skin off. Got mad blisters. And I'm just super fucking tired. And I gotta climb at 3,700 meters. Yeah. Might have overestimated my ability. It hurts like shit.
Up that morning again, super nervous. We woke up early because we wanted to get the first kind of tram. We waited in the line for the Aiguille du Midi. And then coming up the Aiguille du Midi, it was a little bit, I don't know, it was a little bit claustrophobic, and I was still super anxious about how I was going to go with the altitude. We were slowly gaining altitude, and I found I was losing my breath. We were going up to, this time, 3,800 meters at the top of the Aiguille du Midi station. Though it all changed, all the anxiety went away as soon as I saw one of the coolest views of my life coming down the Vallée Blanche. Part of our trip, we went from the top of the Aiguille du Midi, which is like a pretty cool piece of infrastructure. Like, it's pretty amazing how it takes you up from 1,000 meters to close to 4,000 in 15 minutes. Though anyway, so yeah, we walked out here, which is pretty cool. Got a view of the Swiss Alps. And then down onto the glacier, skied down, and then through to Point La Chanelle. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, though, yeah. And then we had a gully just here that we were going to climb. So I was ready to go and lifted my pack, which was like 15 kilos now, and nearly took out my guide. I wasn't really that close. He just flinched, so no I. But yeah, and then I felt like the biggest badass pushing all the tourists out of the way, even though I'm a tourist, and just greeted to this like ridiculous view. Yeah, you can see the north face of the Grand Jurasse in front, Chamonix 3,000 meters below in the Vallee. The sun's rising over Italy. You can see into Switzerland. It's just, I just can't describe it. It was just one of the best feelings in the world. Like, I'd do anything to get this feeling. just excitement, anxiety, and just like awe. That cocktail of experiences. Yeah, trying to follow instructions by my guide was hard because he didn't speak that well in English. So he spoke alright for someone who speaks French. But yeah, we were skiing down. You see Mont Blanc in front and down into Italy over there. But yeah, this is like heavily crevassed, so...
The fact that you can see the Matterhorn. It's the north face of the Juras. Oh, insane. Insane. Windy. Pretty brutal. Pretty unforgivable environment. Fuck. This is insane. Holy shit. Fuck me. I've never seen anything like it. Holy crap.
Yeah, so we skied downhill the whole time, which made the climb like a lot easier, because before we had to do like 500 meters of vertical before we could even start climbing. This time,
holy shit,
all downhill. So in front of me, that's the face of Mont Blanc du Decau, famous face, and you can also see the Grand Capucine, which was once like one of the biggest challenges in the Alps to climb, till Walter Bonatti climbed it. Walter Bonatti's famous for helping to set for the first ascent of K2 by the Italians. So it's a full, like, lots of history in this place, which is why I came here. Like the birthplace of mountaineering. There's our line. It's called Pellissier Gully. It's about 300 meters high. For people in Sydney, that's about as high as the Crown Casino. So yeah, this climbing was a lot easier compared to the day before, because as you can see, there's like a thin line of ice, which allows me to stick my crampons and ice axe in a lot easier, though it was a massive calf burner, because all your weight's on your legs. That's a ice screw. That's what my guide uses to protect himself. He screws it into the ice, and when he falls, he can only fall a couple meters past it. Okay. But you can see how steep the Vallee is up there. It was so uncomfortable. Like, my calves after this were destroyed. So yeah, it's pretty cool. This is what they call a goulotte, which is French for couloir, and couloir is French for just a really narrow kind of gully. They form because like melting snow and falling rocks are kind of erode out this kind of gully. It's a pretty cool feature. It's cool. Geological feature. But yeah, that was a sick view. Looking back over into France and Switzerland, it's just pretty unreal doing this. Like, it's one of the most unreal experiences of my life. Just again, like, look at that. That's just ridiculous. I've never seen mountains like this. The French mountains are very jagged and very big. Like, these mountains are like Himalayan size. So yeah, this was a bit of a conundrum. I had no idea how to get past this massive step. So I figured this out somehow, because the snow just doesn't hold, and then I'm resting on like, yeah, I'm getting a slight tug as well to help me up. But here you can see I'm on like 1 centimeter of rock. So here, this is the most satisfying moment of the whole trip, topping out on this 300 meter gully. 300 meters doesn't sound much, though it's 300 meters vertically, so that's as tall as a skyscraper. Yeah, just breaking the corners, or the ridge. Yeah, I suppose it's corners. Yeah, you got the face of Mont Blanc du Decol in front. Just ridiculous, look at that. Insane. You can see the Grand Capucine there. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's a trend in this video. And then onto this ridge. And it looks really inviting, this ridge, though it's really just like 30 centimeters of unconsolidated snow on top of a rock. So it was like super hard to climb. Like you couldn't really use your ice axe up high. You'll see in a minute though. But yeah, you can see my path there coming up. Yeah, it's crazy. 300 meter drop to my left, 300 meter drop to my right. Massive cliffs all around. I've never seen anything like this. I keep on saying that in this video though, like it kept on topping every yeah. Something always topped what was before. But here you can see like the rock, like I couldn't like place my ice axe anywhere. It was just annoying. I ended up just using my knees for grip. And yeah, I really should have cleaned up my fucking cams in that. At the time I was just like super, because we're at 3,700 meters, I was just super tired. Yeah, this was sketchy. Rappelling. Here I take off my like safety, what's securing me to the wall, and trying to trust my rappelling. To be honest, yeah, I'm not a super experienced climber, so I haven't done much rappelling. I've done enough though, not much. And this is a very steep and intimidating rappel. They're unreal. Look at that. Just so steep, ridiculous. It's also worth mentioning that the climbing is a ton harder, not only because of the altitude and other things, though, also because you got a 10-15 kilo pack on your back. It's not like cragging, like M5's probably easier in a crag, though up here it's a lot more difficult. Yeah, giving my guide a mouthful of snow there. To be honest, this is a atomic wedgie doing this. It's like an overhanging rappel. It's the sickest rappel of my life. Not that I've done many rappels though. And here I was trying to avoid, smashing my guide in the face with a crampon. Yeah, then we skied down off the Vallée Blanche. You can see the gully we just climbed. Afternoon, so the sun's setting. This is pretty sick view. And then up ahead, I think it's the Dent du Jean, which is another 4,000 meter mountain. Yeah, and we're skiing down the Vallée Blanche, which is 20 kilometers long. You can see he's pointing out the super cool R, which is 1,000 meters. 1,000 meters tall. It's definitely one of my goals one day, maybe. One day. But yeah, this was unreal. Like, to be able to climb a line like that and then get a ski on a 20-kilometer glacier is pretty sick. This is like, I think I don't think it's the longest run. It might be it's one of the longest runs in the world anyway.
Insane.
So to tick off the Vallée Blanche and the Pellissier Gully,
Oh yeah.
it's pretty unreal.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I swear a lot in this video, though, to be fair. I think
Oh yeah.
in this situation, it's warranted.
Fuck, that's a crevasse.
Yeah, there was a crevasse just to my right, and my guide pointed it out to me, like, just in time, because I was about to ski into it. So I should focus more on my skiing and less on filming. Yeah, so skiing the Vallée Blanche was an experience in itself. Skiing past these massive crevasses and seracs. It was just on a scale I've never seen before. Yeah, you can see there was a serac fall causing a massive avalanche. Shows how unforgivable the environment is. I mean, that can happen anywhere. It could happen where I was standing. See how big that ice field is. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, some classic routes here. Lots of alpinists have gone through here. So we finished the day going down the Glacier de Jonc. I could see the Dent de Jonc, which was 4,000 meters. Yeah, there was some big seracs and massive ice features all the way down to the Mer de Glace. Yeah, and then we got down to here. It gets pretty icy and, yeah, running out of snow. Then you have to walk up to the gondola, up like 15 flights of stairs, which was hard after a massive 2 days. And then up the gondola to the train station. And then catch the train down all the way back to the Aiguille de Midi. And yeah, and that was it. And then the next day, I was way too fatigued. So it was more of a skills learning day. Actually involved a lot more than I thought. Though yeah, we caught this gondola up and then another lift up, and then you can see this ridge here. You basically just go along this ridge. And it was actually technically pretty hard leading it because it's a little sketchy. I mean, I was placing trad gear and I've never placed trad gear, and especially when mixed climbing, where a fall can mean, you know, snapping your ankles in half or even worse case scenario, death. So there was a bit of pressure. And yeah, though overall was pretty sick. I got this, the sun came out intermittently through the clouds. And yeah, to finish off, we did a bit of crevasse rescue, which was good. Learnt like a basic crevasse rescue system, which was long overdue, to be honest. I should take more courses if I want to get out by myself. So yeah, overall, it was a cool 9 days in Chamonix, and I'll definitely be back.